Are you tired of writing all those to-do lists and never getting something done? Or are you acting the same as I was 1 year ago, setting so many goals and never being able to stick to it and achieve something? Well, then you have come to the right place. In this video, you will discover the importance of setting SMART goals. Whether you want to make more money, become a better athlete, or get better grades in school, the SMART method is the way to go. This method stands for specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound. It's an amazing way to get an understanding of how to set your goals up for success. In this video, we will go over all these steps so you can set clear goals and make your dreams become reality. If you're serious about improving your life, then don't forget to subscribe, because then you will stay up to date of the newest hacks and tips to become a better version of yourself. Let's hop into it. When it comes to setting your goals, write something down that is specific. The question is, how specific do you need to be? And the answer is simple. The more specific you are, the easier it will be to quantify your results along the way. For example, you want to gain muscle. How much muscle do you want to make? Better yet, what weight would you like to be at the end of pursuing your goal? A specific goal will say this: I will weigh 90 kilos. So when you've made your goal specific, the next thing you have to do is make it measurable. You need to be able to see the progress over time. Let's say your goal is to write a book. How can we make that measurable? You will need to make it very specific and measurable by going into more detail which you can track. Specific goal for writing a book is: I will complete writing a 50,000 word book. The measure in this one is 50,000 words. So now it has become clear to you when your goal is achieved. And this way it's way easier to get after it, because you can focus on the process. The first thing that we have to focus on is that every goal should be actionable. Something that you can do and have an impact on in terms of getting somewhere. Most people write goals like, oh, I want to become a millionaire. But which actions do you take to get there? Because do you have any influence on that goal? No, you don't. So make it actionable. A simple way you can do this is to start your sentence with a verb, such as, I'm going to invest $100 every month to become a millionaire. This way, it is immediately clear what action needs to be taken to accomplish your goal. And on this, you do have an influence, because it is on you to save this $100 and invest it instead of spending it on something else. The next step is the R of relevant or relatable. Is the goal relatable or relevant to your life? Because when you set a goal, you need to think about your current situation. Some people tell you to set a goal that seems way out of reach, something that is nearly impossible to achieve, so it will force you to stretch yourself. While I think this could be a good idea, I don't think it's particularly for someone who sets goals for the first time, or someone who is really struggling at their goals. For them, I would suggest to set goals that you can accomplish at your stage in life. Let's say you are a father or mother of 4 small children, and you also work 2 jobs. Then, for example, you may not be able to train 3 hours a day to get to 5% body fat. Instead, try forming your goal like this. My start body fat percentage is X, and I will decrease it by 10%. This is way more realistic in the situation that you are right now, and so this will make it easier to achieve this goal. Number 5, time bound. It's simple. Every goal needs a deadline. Why, you ask? So you are forced to take action in a certain time frame. Simply saying you will do something isn't good enough. You need to have it clear when you will complete it. This way you will need to map your path to success. Otherwise you will always have the goal but never have the urgency to accomplish it. And this also is for really small goals. Let's say you have to study something. I will study for 1 hour before I get to lunch. Or with the example of the book, I will write a 50,000 word book by the end of December. This way you have a path to when you want your goal to be achieved. And now you can start to break this down in small steps. Now that we have the SMART of the equation, I think that we can make this strategy even smarter with the last 2 bonus steps you can add to make your goals even more clear. This is where the rubber meets the road when it comes to your goals. We need to evaluate our progress. When I ask my friends on how often they've looked at their goals, they say, a few times over the year. And this is exactly the reason why people fail. And I also used to be like this, but now I evaluate my goals every month and go over them every week. This helps me to remember what I'm trying to do, and by doing this I make sure that I take action every day. And then we are at the last one, and also one that you shouldn't forget. Every goal and milestone needs a reward. We love getting something for a job well done. And when we are working towards our dreams, these rewards help us to celebrate our milestones and to be ready for the next step. For example, the studying one, I will study for 1 hour and then I will get to reward myself with a tasty lunch. Or for example, I gained 10 pounds of muscles. Now I can reward myself with a new gym kit. I think you get my point. So you may have really struggled with goals before. And if you're like me, you might have failed all the goals you set last year. But this doesn't have to be true of you anymore. Because the quote of the day, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are right now and change the ending.